afternoon, I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Welcome to Camnet TV Midday News. The headlines. GARRY NKOMBO and Stephen KAMPYONGO tour NRC Issuance Center in MAZABUKA district. PF in political campaign of a drive ahead of the 2021 general elections. And NAREP president dissatisfied with ECZ'S handling of electoral matters. Details coming to you after this commercial.
Msika is here. We have you all covered with just 150 kwacha. You can advertise every day from 17 hours to 18 hours. For a 30-second ad, get the benefit of selling your products and services on Msika. For more details, call our marketing department on +260 953 995099 +260 962 444-726 or +260 971 177 467. Email us on info@camnettvafrica.com. Terms and conditions apply.
And other media news in detail. Home Affairs Minister Stephen KAMPYONGO and Mazabuka Central Member of Parliament GARRY NKOMBO Sunday undertook a joint tour of National Registration Center in the district to collectively appreciate the challenges being experienced in the issuance of NRCs. Mr. NKOMBO told the minister that the process in the area has been hampered by lack of commitment from officers sent to issue NRCs. The Mazabuka lawmaker also complained that the prospective NRC applicants who were being represented by either their uncles or aunties were being sent away. But in response, the minister defended his officers, saying they have to critically scrutinize those seeking for NRCs before the national document is issued to non-Zambians. Mr. KAMPYONGO has also called for support in the management of the process, saying blame game will not help in achieving the intended goal of ensuring that Zambian citizens who have turned the age of 16 are issued with NRCs. The second phase of the process is targeting 730,000 Zambians to be issued with NRCs. Details in the following report.
If my sister's child, who bears a name other than Kombo, comes with a guardian, they have been turned away because there is no blood connection. That is a matter that requires to be attended to. Because in this society, we also have people who are fatherless. Because the mother was simply made pregnant and the father has been irresponsible, they haven't taken care of them. So these are still Zambians. They must come and get the document of registration. That has been a challenge. You didn't mention it, although you touched on it that they want blood relationship according to the law. If my sister's child comes, he or she will not bear the name NKOMBO. They will probably bear the name Kayumba. And so there will be no connection. That is a matter that requires to be attended to.
Right? Here, these officers are not here going to just buy a story. Because how many foreigners are we going to address? I was in Lusaka the other day, and I found piles and piles of people, Zambians, taking foreigners. So if they are not scrutinizing that, we shall just be trading our sovereignty. So here, it's very key that people come with honest representatives. And the officers have got a responsibility to verify the information that is given to them, either by the person claiming to be a guardian or a parent.
In other news, the Lusaka City Council has welcomed the sentencing of Festo Tembo, 25 of Matero Township, to 2-year suspended sentence for trespassing on burial places. On the 17th of October 2020, Tembo was arrested by the combined team of the LCC and Zambia Police Service officers for exhuming baby bodies from graves and stealing clothes at Chingwere Cemetery. After his apprehension, the suspect led police and LCC workers to his hideout in the cemetery where baby clothes and broken coffins were found. However, on the 2nd of October 2020, Tembo was found guilty of trespass by the Lusaka Subordinate Court, hence the sentence slapped on him. In a media statement to Camnet TV News, LCC Public Relations Manager George Schimba hopes that the sentencing of Mr. Tembo will serve a deterrent measure to other would-be offenders. Mr. Sichimba states that to curb further acts of the vice, LCC, in conjunction with Zambia Police and community leadership, has advised patrol measures in the cemetery.
Lusaka City Council has welcomed the sentencing of Festo Tembo 25 of Machero Township to 2 years suspended sentence for trespassing on burial places. Mr. Tembo was sentenced by the Lusaka Subordinate Court on 2nd October 2020. The accused was charged with trespassing on burial places contrary to Section 130 of the Penal Code, Chapter 87 of the Laws of Zambia. Members of the public may recall that on 17th July 2020, Mr. Tembo was apprehended by alleged Lusaka City Council workers in Chingwere Cemetery around 18 hours. This was after the council had issued a statement warning members of the public that they should not be loitering in cemeteries and doing illegal activities. This came after the council discovered that some people were actually conducting illegal activities such as exhuming bodies of stillborns in the cemeteries for unknown reasons. And therefore, when this person was apprehended, was handed over to police, and he led Zambia Police and Lusaka City Council workers to the cemetery hideout where clothes for babies and coffin pieces were found. So investigations were done, and Mr. Tembo was charged with trespassing on burial places and was taken to court. And so we are happy that the judgment has been passed and Mr. Tembo has been convicted.
The ruling Patriotic Front PF has gone on a political overdrive campaign ahead of the 2021 general elections. The campaign are in form of youth mobilizations. On Sunday, the party was in Kafiwa's district for political mobilization as it held a youth rally in the area. The event saw PF National Youth Chairman Kelvin Samba stating that Zambians are solidly behind the PF and its leader Edgar Chagwalungu. Mr. Samba also said there is no any form of change in the political mood among Zambians. Meanwhile, Lusaka Province PF Chairman Paul Munga called for unity among party youths.
Our National Youth Executive campaign yesu yambira kuno kukafiwe campaign yesu yambira kuno era kunocho tuishire kuisa mbuchita indoors by Edgar Chagwalungu as our sole candidate 2021. Na tuishiva kutilati kulibambi awalefu kutubepefya ufu kutilati ba Edgar Chagwalungu tabachita qualify ukuiminina ufi ndemweba mwebisepela ufi walefu kumona kwa tukutiba tushitafilia nomba kwa PF kwalichenjera na tuishwa kuishwa tiyo awota kuli oko balea mwali kwa takale candidate nga mwatumuloye sheba PF kutampopo 2011 waishile mgovernment magopo tuafika tatulemonefe PF ile kula.
The message for the youth of Zambia today is coming from Lucifer. Lucifer was one angel, was very close to God. Lucifer thought became God. Lucifer eventually became a rebel against God. What happened? Lucifer was chased by God. Today there are people who think they are also noble than President Edgar Chagwalungu. They are youth, even adults like myself. They want to equate themselves to be presidents. It's not like that. Chipelwa Nava Yahweh. Chipelwa Nava Yahweh. Chipelwa Nava Yahweh. That means Chipelwa. You can only become a leader if God says yes. mind is God who tells him you shall have this machine. The reporter is God to become a reporter. Do a job of a reporter to become the chief editor. The moment you're a reporter, you think you can be a chief editor, then you are useless. You, my dear children of Zambia, wait for your time. God this time is the best. A young man here is far much younger than me. He's my boss. This is my boss here. He's a national chairman. Yes, I'm also to committee. Here we are. Honorable Sampa is my boss. I give respect to him. He is my boss.
Meanwhile, National Restoration Party leader Stephen Nyirenda has expressed disappointment at the Electoral Commission's failure to bring forth important stakeholders at the presidential summit held last week. According to Mr. Nyirenda, Inspector General of Police Kakuma Kanganja and Commissioner of Inspector Mr. Chisela were supposed to be part of the deliberations. Speaking at a media briefing Sunday, Mr. Nyirenda explained that this is due to the fact that the issues that were brought before the summit involved the two leaders. He notes that the prisons vote, an important subject matter, needed the presence of the prisons commissioner to assure other political leaders of a fair play during campaign in prisons. Meanwhile, Mr. Nyirenda has categorically stated that the presidential summit was nothing but a meeting of announcements by the commissions and nothing new came up or was agreed. Last week, Thursday, the Electoral Commission of Zambia held a presidential summit as a build-up to the 2021 general elections.
There were two cardinal stakeholders which were deliberately not called to that meeting, which should have been called. The first one is the Inspector General of Police, who should have been in that meeting to make sure that he answers issues pertaining to security, political violence during elections and campaigns, and also the main contentious Public Order Act and this selective use of the law. The second one is the Commissioner General of, today they call it correctional services, I will still call it the prisons. He should have been there so that he answers and gives position and assurance to all the presidential aspirants with their parties in respect to the campaigns that are going to happen in prisons. This opportunity was missed, and these two people were not there. These things, they result into the problem of trust. We see that there's no trust between the government and the public. There's no trust between ECZ and its government on one side, and on the other side, the oppositional presidents. History has it that since UNIP to date, every year, every 5 years, when it nears to general elections, the same problems mentioned here do occur. The same problems between the opposition and the ECZ are there. They resurface every 5 years. What does that mean? The $1 million question is, why don't they want to fix it? Why don't they want to correct this and put a solution or a system that is there for good, that will install trust between the public of Zambia and the ruling parties, or indeed the ECZ and its agents?
Well, that news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Media News. Before we go, the headlines once again. GARRY NKOMBO and Stephen KAMPYONGO tour NRC Issuance Center in Mazabuka district. PF in political campaign overdrive ahead of the 2021 general elections. NAREP President dissatisfied with ECZ'S handling of electoral matters. I am Precious Mzeya Sakaleji. Thank you for joining me. Good afternoon.